Hello everybody, welcome to my channel, Skeptical Fire. I am a new channel who reacts and responds to apologetics and religious arguments. Today I will be responding to a preacher named Matt Powell who posted the video, 10 Proofs for God, No Skeptic Can Refute. I bet I can refute a few of them, but let's see how he goes. I'll let him go first.
There's 10 reasons why God exists, and we're going to just run through these real fast for sake of time. Number 1, the order and design of the cosmos points to an intelligent mind. You do not get matter and energy from nothing. If I said that a rock just appeared in this room from nowhere, would anybody believe me? But imagine if the entire universe just poofed into existence from nothing with no God. That is magic. If you're an atheist, you're believing in mysticism and magic. You cannot get something from nothing. And order and design means that there is a designer. Number 2.
So, the order and design of the universe. There is no design or order to our universe because a lot of space is just random. We have voids of nothing for long distances. There are places that are completely messed up compared to Earth. There are places that have voids, no stars, no planets, no nothing. Second of all, the universe was not created from nothing. The Big Bang is just an expansion of a single singularity. The only people who believe that there is nothing that the universe was made out of are theists, who believe that God made the universe out of nothing.
Everything that begins to exist has a cause. The universe began to exist at one point, at some point in the past, whether it was through the Big Bang or through God speaking it into existence. The universe began to exist. Do things just begin to exist on their own? No. You would have to have something outside of matter and energy bringing into existence matter and energy.
So, the Kalam cosmological argument. There's a lot of things that people have said over the years to debunk it, so I'm not really going to go into it. But the main thing is we've literally shown, because of quantum mechanics, that things can come from nothing. So there can be uncaused things. So the universe does not have to have a cause. The Big Bang, like I said earlier, is just an expansion of a single singularity. So it was not the cause of the universe, and nor was it God speaking the universe into existence.
Number 3, the anthropic principle. Life is balanced on a razor's edge, folks. If we were a little bit closer to the sun, we would burn up. If we were a little bit farther from the sun, we would freeze to death. If the moon wasn't in just a specific position, we would be drowned by the waves that the moon actually causes, the tides.
So the anthropic principle, which was basically another fine-tuning argument. Look, I find the fine-tuning argument to be a very bad argument, and I'll go into that in another video and another response. We'll just go after the life and distance from the sun. For life, do you mean all human life, or do you mean all life? Because if you mean human life, then we would probably be dead. But if you mean all life, including the extremophiles who live in the extreme cold, extreme hot, extreme dark, they would survive, and they would evolve to adapt to these situations and become more advanced. If you are talking about the sun being further away or closer, then that is not good either, because Venus and Mars were thought to have been habitable. In fact, Mars is still thought to be habitable, but in some sort of way. So that means you would have to move Earth a very far distance away, because Mars and Venus are not very close to the Earth. So those are my arguments for that.
The amount of information in a single cell is so densely packed that it demands an intelligent mind. You cannot get information from nothingness. That is foolishness.
Look, as life has evolved, so have cells. We went from having very basic cells to more complex cells as they evolved. Do you want to know what is actual foolishness, Matt? The fact that you believe that every animal was made the same and has never evolved, even though we have ample evidence for it.
Number 5, life comes from life. To me, it's much more plausible to believe and assert that life came into existence from a creator rather than life coming into existence from a rock.
Then it's a good thing that life didn't come from rocks. Look, there are two theories on how life began. There is either one where there were microorganisms that thrived from chimney-like vents from the seawater coming into contact on the ocean floor, or there are two, the other one, clay minerals, where complex organic molecules arose on gradually pre-existing non-organic replication surfaces. And this has been proven to make an RNA solution, which is the precursor to DNA, which is the building blocks of life.
Humans have an innate drive for meaning in life. I believe every single person in this room is seeking meaning in life. Let me tell you something. If we are seeking meaning in life, that means we were designed by a God who created us with a purpose. And if atheism is true, and there is no God, there's no meaning in life. And a lot of atheists tell me, I make up my own meaning. That's make-believe. They're living in a make-believe world. You don't make up your own meaning. You are assigned meaning by the ultimate purpose giver, God Himself.
Maybe it's because humans try to find meaning in everything, even if we can't understand it ourselves. We find meaning in our jobs, in our family, in our relationships, in our hobbies, in our friends. We try to find meaning in almost everything. So, the biggest question for us is, what is the meaning of life? And we have always been trying to figure it out. If it was God, then why couldn't He have said something to us already about what the meaning of life is?
Himself. Number 7, moral absolutes demand that there is a moral lawgiver. If there is no God, how do you tell right from wrong? It's all subjective. It's all based on feelings. A lot of people will tell me it depends on what our society decides. Well, in Adolf Hitler's society, it was right to kill Jews, but is it right to do that? No, not at all. There is no morality to that. That is evil. If there is no God, there's no such thing as evil. And think about this too, and I know we got to wrap up, but if there is no God and evil things happen, how would everything ever be made right? The problem of evil is not for Christianity, it's for atheists. Christianity offers a solution that every single wrong that has ever happened in this world will be made right someday.
So, the absolute morals defense. There is no absolute morals, none at all. Everything is subjective depending on where you're from. Literally, 200 years ago, we thought slavery was okay. 100 years ago, we thought legal racism was okay. Things change over time. The way we get our morals is because humans are better when they work together. That's why we have established that murdering another human is wrong. Even though somebody else, it's okay. To another society, it's okay. A little example is horse meat. In, I think it's Kazakhstan, you can eat horse meat legally. Here in the US, that would be frowned upon and seen as bad. There is no absolute morals. There is no absolute moral lawgiver. There are no absolute morals. It is all subjective.
Right someday. Number 8, we experience love. And let me say this, there is more to love than a biochemical reaction. And if you're married this morning, or if you have children this morning, or if you have a mom or a dad this morning, you probably know this, that there's more to love than just chemicals. According to Darwinists, we're nothing but chemicals. But according to the Bible, we were designed with a purpose, and we were designed with the ability to love. If we were just biological machines that are coded with just nothing but genetic material, how is it that we have the ability to love one another to the point of laying down our lives for each other? How is that possible if we're nothing but robots? Do robots give their lives for each other?
While I will agree with him that love is not just chemicals, I will say that human love is not unique. There are animals who love their partners the same way as humans. Some of them even have somewhat similar things to marriage. It is not unique to humans. Marriage and that type of thing is not unique. There are animals that will get kind of married in a way. They will spend their life with their partner. It is not anything unique to humans. So, while I'll agree it's more than just chemicals, it is not unique to humans.
Number 9, free will. Darwinists believe that there is no such thing as free will. You can go to your university, you can ask them, and they will say there's no free will. We are programmed by genetic processes through natural selection, and we cannot make choices ultimately. We are just robots. That is not true. Everybody in here knows that we were designed with a free will, that you have the ability to make choices. And if you have that ability to choose between right and wrong, that means that there is a right and wrong moral lawgiver. And not only that, that also means that you were designed by somebody that gave you the ability to make those choices.
Look, I'm going to keep this one short. You don't have free will if somebody knows your future, and you can't change it. There is no free will in somebody that has predestined you for your life. You have the illusion of free will in this scenario. If he did not know your future when he created you, then you would have free will. But since you guys say he knows the future, he does not give you free will. You don't have free will.
Number 10, the human drive for life after death. This is evidence for God's existence. We were designed with a desire to obtain life after death. Every single religion tries to explain what's going to happen after we die.
I don't think humans all have a drive for life after death. A lot of people don't want a life after death. A lot of people don't care after death. There is a fear of the unknown biologically. That's why we have created stories about people defeating death, people being immortal. There is some sense of unknown. But let's play with the idea there's an eternal afterlife. Let's not say there's a heaven or a hell, there's just an afterlife. It's okay. You spend the first 100 years, it's fine, but if you spend another 100, maybe 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, you would one day get bored, even if it was the best place ever, heaven, whatever, even though the biblical heaven is not the best place ever, and I'll go into that one day. But let's just say that. You would get bored of it, and you would hate your existence, and you would want it to end. I don't think that there is an innate drive for life after death. There is an innate drive for life, but not life after death. Overall, that was 10 proofs for God no skeptic can refute, and needless to say, they're very refutable. If you're still watching, thank you so much. It means so much to a channel that is so new like this. It means a lot to me. Please like, comment, subscribe, share if you want to support me, anything to help the algorithm. If you have any ideas for me to do, like debating somebody, debunking somebody, or just improving my format of my videos, then you can send them down below. Also, I will try to get better equipment and try to make these videos a consistent thing, like once or twice a week, depending on how busy my schedule is. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and be skeptical and critical of the things you look at. Bye-bye.